Hey guys, it's Andy from The Great Gear Off, and in this video we're going to look at the extended version of the stills that we shot in the first episode of The Great Gear Off, the Nifty-Fifty-ish challenge. Today we're looking at the Voigtlander 58mm 1.4, the Sony SEL 50mm 1.8 OSS lens, as well as the Super Takumar 50mm 1.4. We shot on the Sony a6500 at 6000 by 4000 resolution in Sony RAW, and we finished in 4K. We shot in two different lighting setups, one with a DIY square light that Dave made, kind of like a ring light, and then we also had a second setup where we had one single soft light source. Let's get to the tests.
Okay guys, this is a wide open aperture in the first setup. We have the Voigtlander here. A little soft, but still pretty good. Same with the Takumar, also a little soft. The Sony is sharp all over. Good looking stuff. So now you can see them all next to each other. Definitely the Sony wins in that one. Not that the Voigtlander and Takumar are bad. They just have kind of a softness to them. You can't see as much detail. Not necessarily a bad thing with a portrait lens, but that's how it looks. So the 2.8 of the Voigtlander is extremely sharp now. Same with the Takumar. They sharpened right up. And the Sony, I think it's a little bit sharper, but not a ton. And so now they're all basically about even. It's tough to tell the difference between them all, actually. They all look pretty great. Yeah, they all look pretty awesome at 2.8. So now we go to wide open aperture in position 2. The Voigtlander is at 1.4, Pentax Takumar at 1.4, and the 1.8 on the Sony. All of them about the same as the first time. The Takumar looks a little softer than usual, but otherwise they all look okay. The Takumar, when you zoom into 200%, does look quite a bit softer, but none of those are unpleasing. Okay, so now in setup 2, we're at 2.8. The Voigtlander looks like the focus might have been missed a little with that one. Takumar is super sharp all over, same with the Sony at 2.8. You can see in the hair and the Voigtlander, it's a little sharper in the front than the rest of the face. But they sharpened up a whole lot. There's not a ton of difference between all of these. So now we'll go to wide open comparing to the 2.8. We got the Voigtlander at 1.4, the Voigtlander at 2.8 in the first setup. Now we can kind of take a look at them. See the differences. The 1.4 doesn't look horrible or anything. It actually looks kind of pleasing, the slight softness, but it's definitely a lot sharper than the 2.8. And then the Voigtlander in setup 2 at 1.4 and at 2.8. This one you can't really tell that much difference because I think we missed the focus on the 2.8. It's not as sharp. It is sharper than the 1.4, but sorry about that. I think we missed focus on that. So now we got the Takumar 1.4 and then comparing it to 2.8 in the first setup. Definitely a lot sharper than the 2.8. Not that it looks bad at all on the 1.4. It's just not as sharp. And then we got setup 2 at the Takumar, 2.8. And this one is a pretty drastic difference in it. The first 1.4 looks kind of has a dreamy look to it. Maybe I could use it as specialty lens, but at f2 it's pretty awesome. The Sony now at 1.8 versus 2.8. Not much difference between these two. You probably could shoot with the Sony open and be just fine. It's just a tad bit sharper at 2.8, but overall, the Sony 1.8, you could definitely shoot that wide open and not worry about sharpness at all. Again, still looks basically the same between the two. You can see a little bit of more detail like in her cheeks and her nose and her eyelashes.
So that was the stills test from the Nifty-Fifty-ish challenge of the first episode of The Great Gear Off. This was just a little more in depth so you could judge for yourself to see which lens you like. Definitely leave a comment below so we can hear your thoughts. If you want to check out that first episode of The Great Gear Off, just click in the link below and you can see who actually won or which lens actually won The Great Gear Off. But if you like what you saw, go ahead and like and subscribe and we'll see you next time. Thanks!